We're getting ready to start the NFL season. We're looking at those deep stashes for your fantasy team. Those guys you can pluck off the waiver wire that might give you some upside. This is probably more for deeper leagues, more for leagues where you have the flexibility to make these moves. Your basic fantasy leagues, your traditional leagues, you're probably not going to be able to pick up this guy, but Jalen Tolbert on the Dallas Cowboys is a wide receiver to pay attention to. We're also going to talk about another wide receiver on this team that you need to look at as well, but that's going to be later in the video. But Jalen Tolbert's in a situation where he could be seeing some more targets, and it may not be consistent, but there may be some matchups where you might be into Jalen Tolbert later on down the season. But before we do this deep dive to see whether or not you need him for fantasy football, you need to click that subscribe button right now, because we're doing these deep dives every day. We're going down the waiver wire. We're looking for those hidden gems. We're looking at those guys who are rising the waiver wire that everybody's talking about. We're looking at those guys who are climbing the depth chart, following the depth chart. We're doing deep dives on them. On top of that, we're using these videos to help you set your lineups. Click that button. Stop missing out. Jalen Tolbert's in a situation because Michael Gallup is gone. There's going to be some targets to open up in the offense. Not just targets, but the ability to run more routes, see more opportunity. They did not bring any wide receivers through free agency. They did draft some wide receivers, but still, the opportunity is there for Jalen Tolbert. Jalen Tolbert, an older wide receiver coming out of the draft, but still has some good athletic specs to him, good size, adjusted athleticism. Very productive at South Alabama, a G5 program, a smaller school. So if you think about it, usually G5 players who are hanging around, getting opportunity that the coach staff likes, usually they need more time to ramp up. That might be what he needs here, but you look at the offense here. CeeDee Lamb, Brandon Cooks, Jalen Tolbert, Ryan Flournoy and company. There's not much competition of consequence here. Brandon Cooks, older wide receiver, an older vet. CeeDee Lamb, we know he's going to get the touches. We don't really need to talk about him. Jalen Tolbert looking good in training camp, been looking good in preseason, catching balls, running routes, been looking good. The coaching staff likes him, and the indicator that the coaching staff truly liked him, besides the tidbits we heard during the offseason, was that they did not bring any wide receivers of consequence. They did not sign anybody off the street from free agency, a big name or a veteran who's a little bit older. They're rocking with Jalen Tolbert as their wide receiver 3. I tweeted this out a long time as I was going over prospects. A 47% market share at South Alabama, 3.62 yards per team pass attempt. That's elite. 3.16 yards per out run. This guy had good college production, a good portfolio coming out of college, a good breakout age. Coming back from a small school, though, small school prospects sometimes need more time to develop. That's what we saw. We did not see many opportunities in this offense last year. 3.6 PPR fantasy points per game. Week 9, he scored 13, but we still might see a ramp up going into this year because 55 targets are gone. Michael Gallup is gone. He had an average depth of target of 11.1. He saw some deep targets. That's what Jalen Tolbert's going to do. 13.5 average depth of target, so they were using him to get deep. He's got ball skills. He can get behind the defense a little bit. He's going to be getting the Michael Gallup workload. He's not going to out-target Jake Ferguson. That's not going to happen. That's going to hurt him. CeeDee Lamb, a 30% target share. That's going to be the kicker here. CeeDee Lamb's going to kill the production of these other pass catchers. They're going to be volatile. Brandon Cooks is going to be volatile. But the thing about this, Brandon Cooks had a small knee injury in training camp. He's an older wide receiver. Are you going to bet on him finishing a full 17-game season? Are you going to bet on Brandon Cooks to finish that? He could. He played 15 games last year, did not play 17. Maybe Jalen Tolbert is a guy here that you want to look at for a 2-game stretch, 3-game stretch, 4-game stretch, getting more opportunity, more run in the offense. A guy to pay attention to. He saw a 6% target share last year, but it should ramp up to like 10, 11, 12, which is not fantasy relevant, and that ain't going to be with CeeDee Lamb seeing a 30% target share and targets going to the tight end. But Brandon Cooks is the X factor here because he's kind of handcuffed there to Brandon Cooks, who's going to see more targets in this offense, who's going to get a little bit more run, but there's no way you're going to bet on him finishing a full season. And Underdog ADP is saying the same thing I am. I am not the only person saying this. I might be putting it on wax right now in the video saying, hey, you need to pay attention to Jalen Tolbert. People are putting their money on him. People are putting their money on him. And there's some bigger tournaments right now in the start of September, late August. people are putting money down on Jalen Tolbert for him to get some run this season, some opportunity, and they want that in their best ball lineups. Maybe it's a 3-game stretch. Maybe it's a 4-game stretch. Again, this is more for deeper leagues if you want them for the season. But you're going to be looking at Jalen Tolbert somewhere down the line in your fantasy league. And Ryan Flournoy is a player to pay attention to. I told you there was another wide receiver to look at. He is a deep prospect here. Small school guy. Drafted in the 6th round. Good size, just athleticism. Watch the ramp up on him. Watch him throughout the season. See what happens with him. But he was making plays in training camp. The reports sound good. Just give him some time. See what happens with him. What if injuries hit this offense? Watch Ryan Flournoy, but don't do anything with him right now. And you're looking at the Dallas Cowboy offense. One of the faster-paced offenses in the league. Runs a lot of plays. That could change with the game scripts. We could see some slower game scripts this year due to the scheduling. You look at the start of the season, you can definitely see there's some slower game scripts up on the front of the slate, but it could change as we get deeper down the line. You don't have room to stash him in your traditional league, but you may be looking at him off waivers here in the next month or so. But you want to watch this play out. You want to see the targets. You want to see the snaps. Maybe he's on waivers in your Dynasty League, or he's sitting there for free in your Dynasty League, and you get him as a throw-in, because there could be some upside in this offense. Best ball drafters are saying there's upside in this offense. They're putting money, they're putting some chips down on him, but there could be an instance where the opportunity doesn't come. Brandon Cook stays healthy. CeeDee Lamb sees 30% more of the targets, and they're rocking and rolling anyways. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Make sure to hit that subscribe button on the way out. One, thank you for watching. Catch you on the next video.